All right, guys, welcome to Fantasy Benchwarmers All-Stars League na draft. I think I have a problem. Wait lang ah. Kasi hindi ako makapasok. All right, so we have here with us Derico, Joseph, Crisostomo, President Leonardo. Yan, usong topic yan today, President.
Sir, yes.
And June Cuenca here on the Zoom room. Nais ko lang yung ano ko, may problem ako kasi yung internet ko. Naglolo ko. So, we are 2 minutes into the draft. So, we'll just make sure na okay. Ready tayo. Kamusta, guys? Ang ilang draft niya na to?
Ako first ko ngayon. First.
Pang ilan? First?
Pang first ko pa lang. Meron kaming ongoing na, supposedly ongoing na slow draft din. Pero hindi pa nag-start din. Waiting pa ako doon. So, technically, ito yung una.
Okay. So, si Joseph, alam po, nakailan na yan eh.
Pang-5 na to. Tapos may bukas ulit.
Pang-5, grabe. Ito pang ano ko pa lang. Pang-5 na rin actually. Pang-4. So, nakapagod din mag-draft araw-araw eh.
So, di ba sobrang nakakalito pag mga tipong 8 na yung
nakakalito? Medyo nakakalito talaga. Yung sa amin naman kasi 10 leagues, hindi naman rin lahat kami nagmamanage. May ibang leagues. Naka-co-manage with another. May kinausap kami like mga leagues, si Romulo was one of the people that we talked to. So parang ganun. Pero ano na rin eh, medyo nasanay na rin. Medyo mabagal lang sa ads. So, dapat medyo maganda yung draft. Yung pili mo. Alright. Let's start. Dami. We have Ace, Bulo, Jace, David. I think this is Kylo. And we have joining us straight from Slovenia, si Rok. Hey guys. Okay, we're in. So Jokic, Curry, second pick. Tingnan natin ang ano. Let's pull up the order, draft order. LUKA is third. If I'm not mistaken, that's Rok's pick. Hey, Rok.
Hey, hi.
What's up?
What's up, guys?
Did you just pick LUKA?
You're very surprised, huh?
Very surprised. Very surprised. To those watching,
You know
Rok
that
is from Slovenia.
The main thing that it is that I play now from LUKA start. I play for 15 years, and because we play only with Slovenians, from day one he was pick number 1 for everybody. So I normally go to the semifinals or finals. So I never have a high pick. I normally have a 10, 12 pick. So I said, like, once in my life I should have it, and that was the opportunity.
Yep. Perfect opportunity to have LUKA here. So I'm sure you're quite excited to have him.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good year. He looks enormous.
Yeah.
He's in a good shape. I'm normally very critical of him, but he is in a really good shape this year.
Yeah. No surprises.
They said friends of mine.
Yeah. You were saying.
Friends of mine says that he's pushing 380 kilos on the legs, on the bench of the legs.
Oh.
This year. That is going up high, so it'll probably get stronger.
That's good news for LUKA fans and those having LUKA in their roster. So far, no surprises yet. The top eight, nine. I'm sorry, top nine. Maybe Embiid at 5 is a little surprising, but yeah, so far no surprises. What time is it there in Slovenia right now?
It's 3:30,
Oh, in
15
the
hours.
afternoon. All right, in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually at work waiting for a group coming, but I can do two things at the same time. I'm able to do it.
And of course, it's the draft, right? You can't miss the draft.
It's the draft. Yeah. We can skip the group. It's not a problem.
Yes. Correct.
It's a secondary situation. Huh?
Can't miss the draft. Yeah, so we are at pick 11 and we had Kevin Durant pick there. Pambansang Langis is picking right now. 12. So let's see. All right. Let's see how this goes. We have here new people came in. All right. Jean go, papasokin natin. Jean, si Ace Bulo, si Dan Eldred Cinco is here. Wow, there's a lot of managers here with us. So that's great. I love it that there are a lot of managers coming in. Trey Young at oh, so it's my turn. Okay. So I gotta have Anthony Davis, right? Because that's too far out. And then Davis. Let's go Davis and oh my gosh. Leaning towards Bam. All right. I haven't had Bam in any leagues, so let's see how that would go.
May shares ka na ba ng AD sa ibang leagues? Or
Dami
first?
kong AD. I have a lot of ADs. Kasi he has been dropping to mga 12 eh. 11, 12. So pag nasa 12, I have AD. I have 2 ADs pang third ko na yata to na AD.
Pero mukhang better outlook siya ngayon dahil he's gonna play center most of this time, diba?
Yeah. AD naman it's top, alam mo yung upside is top 5, diba? So not bad. Durability has always been the question mark with AD. So we'll see how that goes. Pero at 14, he's been dropping actually to that range, 12 to 14, a lot of times. Yan, Bam, barrage of centers. Sunod-sunod, Davis, Adebayo, Vucevic, Sabonis, all with center eligibility, of course, power forwards as well. Sino na ba to? Pikutan, teka lang. I need to pull up the order, draft order. Internet ko sobrang spotty. Donovan Mitchell at pick 18. Van Fleet, Westbrook. Sunod-sunod, Tatum, Westbrook combo.
I've
Gobert
seen
and
this in
Towns.
one of your episodes
Ano no?
na pinag-pair yung Tatum and Westbrook. So I was thinking kung magandang combination nga siya.
Yeah. Actually, yung combo early on, okay rin naman yan, but crucial talaga yung mga later rounds like the third, fourth, fifth. Those are the more challenging rounds.
I think second and the third pick is the hardest.
I'm sorry?
This year, I think the second and the third pick is the hardest.
Second and third pick
I think it's the hardest this year.
because of Steph and Harden.
No, it's the hardest. It's the hardest to pick.
The second pick
know?
or the second round?
Every second pick is the hardest to pick this year. Second and third,
Second
I
and
think,
third
are the
pick.
hardest because they're all the same, or tired, or broken, or you don't know.
Yeah, well, but a lot of there's been quite a consensus actually about Steph and Harden, and then Luka, of course, coming in from time to time.
Oh no! I was thinking my personal second and the second round and third round.
Oh, the
I think
second
are the
round.
hard.
All right. I thought
Yeah.
it's the second pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, the second and the third
No,
round.
no,
actually
that
are
one.
the
I
hard.
think the first round is easy. The second and third is terrible, and
Yeah,
then it's
you're
okay.
right. You're right.
That's fine.
Because
You want to have a star, but then you end up having nobody.
Actually, another surprising is the Jimmy Butler here move. He usually goes early second, but he dropped here to 23. Just a little drop, but yeah. Your Rock's right. The second and third rounds are quite difficult because of the lot of uncertainties. Uncertain players.
Oh no.
Okay, Rock's picking. 26.
I know. It's a hard pick. It's a hard pick. That's me.
Luka and Shea for Rock.
I was dreaming about Gobert, but it's gone.
Gone, yeah. Let's see who will be paired with Steph. Okay. So Derek picked Chris Paul. What do you guys think of Chris Paul coming in here at second round, 27th pick?
I'll tell you the truth, it was my other option.
Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Too early?
Not really worried about
Always
the
worried,
age.
but like just look at the top 8 people written and tell me who you're not worried about.
Yeah.
Zion, LeBron, Curry, it's everybody's.
Gene Go is picking who to partner with Jokic, and I guess the next person he's got back-to-back picks. Ayton, so back-to-back Suns player pick. Chris Paul and Ayton. Let's see who will he pick next. The Aaron Fox, another player who many people have been high on. It's the Aaron Fox. Yeah, he's been drafted within this range. LaMelo. And Michael Porter Jr. Interesting picks. LaMelo and Michael Porter dropped a little based from past drafts that I've had. They're mostly picked on the second round, but I think this is good value in terms of picking them here on the third. Drew gets picked. And picking now is McBrien Gonzalez. Yes, Embiid and Booker. He adds Middleton to his team. Dan Eldred, the grind father. Ganda ng name. Si andito si Dan. Oh, nawala. LeBron James was picked.
I just have a question with LeBron. So in a Dynasty League, because I joined the Dynasty League, it's my first time joining LeBron. So how do you view him? Actually, it's a 20-team Dynasty League. So should he be picked within top 40 for that type of league?
Personally, no, I don't like LeBron in a dynasty league because of he's old and load management and all. I'll pick the younger guys since you want your top 2 players to be good players, really good players that you can keep later on, right? So chances are maybe next year you probably wouldn't want to keep LeBron anymore. Especially it's a very big league. So I don't want myself thinking about that load management thing. So that's just my personal take. Of course, LeBron fans might view it differently.
So
Should
lahat
he
ba
be
ng,
like good for 2 to 3 years pa? Less than that.
But the stats might not be as good as in 2 to 3 years, like not at second round level player. So right, so that's the challenge naman with LeBron in a dynasty league.
Jeremy, ito ba yung pinakamababa na nag-drop si LeBron sa mga FW leagues?
Sino? LeBron?
Si LeBron. 34th na siya eh.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Mukhang ito yung
He's usually
pinakamababa.
nasa second round.
Yes.
26 to 28, late second round, he's being picked here. There are some that parang may isang league na pick siya earlier second round. So if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, but this is the so far this is the latest. The Ano siya na-pick eh? 30 something.
I think 34.
Yeah, 34. Actually, yung surprise drop naman is yan. Lamelo, Michael Porter drop third round, usually there. And then medyo high si Drew, usually nasa middle third. So Brandon Ingram, Capella, Wood, Jaylen Brown. Kuha na lahat Natin, who's gonna be next? Ja Morant. Need to pick player.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, why is it? Should I? Staying away from that. DeJounte is a little too high for my liking, but
Yeah, it's getting really high.
that's getting really high.
I think it was 72 weeks ago. And now it's like,
Yeah,
without playing, it's crazy how they change without playing. Nobody plays, and then every day is different choice.
yeah.
That's crazy. Do you think there is going to be some teams who's not going to play for playoffs this year?
Some teams who are not what? Sorry?
If there are going to be some teams that will not want to play for the playoffs this year, who will just punt from the start.
Who are some of the teams who will not be playing for the playoffs? Yeah. Some teams might. The Spurs are one probably, right?
Yeah, I think so.
But there's really not much there, so I think DeJounte would be the main guy there.
Yeah. I think it's interesting because there is a couple of new teams who I think they're gonna try to push for playoffs, like surprising, like Minnesota obsessively probably.
Yeah.
I think the Thunders wants to go really badly to playoffs because they
Really?
start getting. They have all the picks, they have all the young players, but if they're not gonna play half of the year, it makes no sense. Like, why would you have them?
Yeah. Who do you think are the wild card to make it? Like, do you think Minnesota can make it?
I think Minnesota. Last year, I actually did a bet with my friend, and we put $10 on New York, and it was multiplied by 12 to
You
go
won
to
it?
playoffs. The start of the season, there was 12. You got 12 times the money if you bet on New York to come to playoffs. And we bet like $10, and it was then at the end they end up fourth, fifth.
Yeah.
So I think Minnesota's gonna actually come.
Yeah. They have a good
I don't know
lineup.
who's gonna go out. I really don't know who's gonna go out from the West, but I don't know. It looks like everybody should be there.
There are a lot of good teams in the West as well.
Yeah, probably only San Antonio is bad.
Yeah. The Thunders are too young. Might be too young though.
But they have to push. Otherwise, watch how you're gonna end up. You're gonna wait
Actually,
that all the young become old. It makes sense.
They were good last year.
Yeah, they were not
They
bad.
were quite good last year, and they really tried to tank hard. I mean, they were winning.
Yeah.
That's the reason why they sacked all their players.
Yeah, and they're adding players, and everybody's a year older, and
Yeah.
you should go for it. Or they're waiting to get again Durant and Harden and Westbrook young version, like they did 10 years ago.
So we are at pick 48 right now. And Oplan Talk Hang Time is picking Brogdon. He picks Brogdon at 48. See Fonts picking Kristaps. What do you guys think about Kristaps Porzingis? Will he be better this year?
I watched a part of the first game and he couldn't grab a rebound. He looks like he cannot move. He's big, but he is like really slow. I'm afraid we are all scared of him. It's really, I will say that. Because he should be the other one, you know, but doesn't look amazing.
Yeah.
Sometimes happening after I remember Tim Hardaway Jr. was the best player I ever see, and then he got the knee, and 1 year later he was just an above average player forever.
Yeah.
And he was very young, you know. Sometimes you just lose the grip.
All right, Zion. Rok pick Zion. But actually, 4th round is not too bad because the potential. Nurkic at 55 is actually where he usually goes. It's not that value as well. Jingo is picking 4th round. There goes Kyrie. That means we can talk about Kyrie now. Kyrie at 56. Initially, I actually thought Kyrie would be a good value at the 40s, 50s, but with the way things have been going, it looks like I might just want to stay over. I'm sorry?
For me, it's better. For me personally, is I would picking up in the 40s and in a head-to-head, because then it doesn't kill you, like it just missing time all the time a little bit, but he produced so much when he's there that is good. But when it's playoffs, you end up having him a whole year you need him for a game and then he goes for 2
Yeah.
days for holidays or something.
Yeah.
Like on a head-to-head, is he produced in the 60% of the games he play, he produced enough, but it's really risky for me on a roto.
Yeah. Really risky situation he is in at the moment.
Do we still know if he is vaccinated or not?
I think at this point he is not.
He never said it.
He is not yet vaccinated. I think, the Nets are still working their way to his brain to convince him, I guess. So Kylo David also commented, unless Kyrie plays home game, seems like he's a waste of a pick. So, yeah. Draymond, Jarrett Allen. We are probably entering the tail end of the bigs, the solid bigs. Here, Mikael is picking. It is Embiid, Booker, Middleton, and Russell. Let me just see who's left.
Ooh, that's a big surprise.
Yeah, Keldon at 61.
Hugot ah.
Yeah, layo.
He might be really good, but I'm really scared of that.
Grindfather picks Robert Williams. Let's see. Darius Garland at 63.
After second. I'm really afraid there's not going to be enough balls for Cleveland players. They're missing. They need another ball on the team.
But they only have Sexton, Garland.
Markkanen wants to shoot whatever he see. He can shoot 12 balls in 8 minutes. Okay, we don't have to talk. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Tyrese Haliburton at 64 is actually quite surprising as well. That's good, really good value already at that range. Rozier at 66, 65, and Stewart at 66. I can't believe Tyrese Haliburton dropped to 64.
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't trust to Sacramento. I don't trust to the coach of Sacramento.
The coach, yeah.
He's terrible. I just don't trust him. Just like,
The coach there is experimenting.
Yeah, all the time.
They have good, solid players. Like they have Fox, Haliburton, Hield.
Everything.
Yeah, they have Holmes, right? Barnes,
working in a
those.
I'm working in a restaurant and he looks like you would have a typical plate that everybody wants to eat, but I would cook it all the time differently. Because people would be like, two would love it and two would hate it. It's just not a way to survive, you know.
Yeah.
But the end result is that till the times of Yugoslavia, there was no Sacramento in playoffs when was playing Divac and Stojakovic. That was shit,
Yeah.
but it's not, you know, the end result is not that good, you know. Like,
But at least they were better. I mean,
yeah, but still not in playoff.
yeah. Kevin Porter has been going this range actually. He moved up after some preseason games. He used to be picked later, around the 7th or the 8th round. Now he's moving up to 5th, 6th. So Kyle's team is picking next. Let me just. Okay. Okay. I'm take Lowry. And then I might take.
So you got the 1-2 punch of the Spurs.
Oh, nga, Murray and White. I just didn't like the others that were left. I didn't wanna. Ayoko humugot masyado. I didn't wanna, reach too much. Plus, I think, defensively, they're good. So, I think White and Murray has good defensive that can complement Davis and Bams and OG. So,
I think Lowry is going to have a really good season.
yeah.
He's gonna have a really good season. People are too. He's a tough dude.
Yeah, and
he's a tough dude.
He's being picked up around the 70s range, which is, quite too far.
I grew up with Lowry's second pick for a decade.
Yeah.
You know.
And he's been solid. I mean, last year he was.
But it was a clear pick. Yeah.
Last year he was quite good, despite having been rumored to be on the trading block. Right, he was supposed to be traded, but statistically he was still not bad.
No, really. If he can score, he's gonna assist as crazy and have steals.
Today he had like 10 assists and 4 steals, right?
Just a bull. Yeah, he's just a bull. He's very strong.
And just before, actually, in another league that drafted yesterday, I think I made a mistake of trading Lowry for a big man because I needed the big man, and I think I got Isaiah Stewart. I'm not sure if, and then Lowry showed up today, made me think twice.
No, I was thinking before. You're scared about this, but like, if you don't risk, you don't never win. Like he's gonna play, and he's gonna want to be the leading point guard, like no doubtly.
Yeah.
And I think Jimmy Butler is gonna lose a lot of assists, a lot.
Siakam drops to 74. What do you guys think of Siakam? At 74, many think that could be a steal, but the injury has been a concern.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm not sure if Toronto is gonna be the one who will end up punting. I kind of have the feeling that they are not really good. As good as it looks.
They really tried last year, right? They really tried to lose last year.
But I'm really sure if it's gonna be a little bit unlucky with the other guys, they just might be out of the season at the half.
Yeah.
No, Van Vliet is amazing, but when he was amazing without anybody around.
Yeah, he doesn't have anybody right now.
Amazing players around,
Yeah, he's got good young guys around him, but they might be too young.
And I think the whole area there is start getting much stronger. The whole East is getting stronger.
Yeah.
Players, more teams. There's basically no bad teams.
Devontae Graham, another surprising player at 70s. At the 70s range. He is usually being drafted later. But he is going to be the main point guard with his new team, so we'll see. Condi is another of those old, reliable guy.
Is he going to play back-to-backs though?
Yeah, that's the big question because last year he did not play a lot of back-to. Montrezl Harrell at 80.
That's very optimistic.
A little too high.
He said that he wants to be an all-star once in life, but I was like, I don't know, maybe did now. Look at this optimism.
Yeah. And Ben Simmons.
Yeah, that's optimistic.
You feel he's still gonna play?
Tomorrow is gonna be traded to Indiana. I already know this, but I couldn't say it before.
Might be a good pair with LUKA as well, right?
Actually, Rok's having a great build here with Draymond, Ben Simmons, LUKA, and Zion. If Zion plays early, that's a great
See where he's going.
And Simmons at 80 plus, as long as if you're optimistic he'll be traded, then that's a really great value there.
Yeah, I think this is risky, but I think also it's not an injury that can get re-injured or like skipping because of injury. If he got traded and he plays, he's young, he's healthy. It's not injured,
You're right. It's
sometimes
not an injury.
Like last year, Jaren Jackson, I had it the whole year. I end up being second with Jaren Jackson till the last week.
So you're one of those managers who got screwed up by Jaren Jackson's updates.
Yeah, one of those extreme optimists.
How about Zion though? You picked Zion. Not worried about that injury?
Yeah, I'm the most worried about him ever. But again, I think they're gonna they changed so much in their teams with team managers and everybody that they're gonna have to play for a playoff. Because if they're not gonna play, just people get pissed in the town, like it happened in Phoenix. You know, they
Yeah.
wanted to play. Okay, you're gonna miss the first part of the games. Okay, but when you're back, I want you to play because otherwise, just the town goes against you.
They'll go frustrated, right? They'll get frustrated, especially with New Orleans. They have good young players who are not too young, solid players as well.
Yeah, and you know, and I, I actually hate him last year because I had Ingram and I had Lonzo, and I was watching games and he couldn't put the ball out of his hands. He was having it all the time, and I was like, "Come on, he's not alone in this team. You know? He plays like this. He plays like when we play on the field, and you have a guy who
Okay,
doesn't know how to pass and plays just alone. Every time touch the ball, like what is his assist rate of Zion?
so ironically,
Like,
right now you're gonna hope he has the ball all the time, right?
yeah, this is I turn around the tactic because I frustrated.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get risky. For me, it doesn't fit, but it's only one way.
Kemba Walker at 80. Actually, that's a good pick. I mean, he's been going. I'm actually surprised he's been going that low.
I couldn't believe it weighed me. I would pick him 10 ago, 15 ago, maybe. He's less injury prone than actually Conley. I think so.
Yeah,
He's
yeah. Conley, yeah.
more of a tough guy, you know, just like with like long-term problems, but he's used to play with that. I know this.
Rook Lopez.
How many more years he's gonna play? He
he
looks like he can play another 10 years the way how he's playing.
but he's declined a bit
I know
on
it makes sense, but like it looks like he can play another 10 years, really.
yeah.
Like standing in the paint, shooting freeze. It's 44 years old. You can still do it, you know. He's enough big.
RJ Barrett. So how many leagues are you in, Rock?
I normally play just one league, and it's actually very intensive, like 4 or 5 guys. Because basically, if you're from Europe, you end up, if you want to watch games, they start at 1 in the morning, between one and
Yeah,
4
yeah.
So you basically know things. So many years I know everything about fantasy, but I didn't know even faces of the guys. Because you watch just highlights and like you don't
Yeah.
really see. But now all of the guys, because we're playing probably 20 years, at least 10 of them are 20 years into it before this format ever exists.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
It used to
and
be
the guys,
Roto.
yeah, the guys are having kids, and what they're standing with the kids through all night when they're crying and they're watching games. They're watching pre-games. Everybody's ready. I was really shocked. They're watching now pre-games. I was like, are you crazy? You cannot leave. Just you watch some games sometimes. So it's I am basically this is the only leagues I am in. Like our traditional, I wouldn't join the 2 leagues with you guys.
Thanks for joining, by the way. I mean,
It was really good because we were having a lockdown last year in the winter,
yeah.
and I somehow found you. Somebody wrote that you're becoming the best podcast, and I was actually delivering food. I was changing the philosophy of the restaurant and delivering food. I was kind of bored and in a car for half of the day. So when you upload your daily recap
Yeah,
is
it's
like
usually
one
it's usually your time. Yeah,
is your
afternoon.
perfect
Yeah,
time, around noon and one afternoon in Europe, and I was
yeah.
just every day just waiting that it's uploaded, and I would be like, and then I would just listen and just like
Thank
watch
you,
the
thank
grind.
you. We really appreciate that.
With happiness, and I suggested to my friends. So basically, I think 2 friends are watching me now, getting the draft thing or
Thank you.
something.
We'll get back to the all English ones when the season starts. So
Yeah, no, but also it's really funny. I learned another 2 words very fast.
Tyler Hero has been making waves in the preseason, and
Yeah.
so if he continues to do that, Miami should be really really good this year.
He'll be fine with that 6-man role in Miami.
Yeah, well, he was kind of like the 6-man last year, but he was not good. I mean, he was really terrible.
But this time without Kendrick Nunn already,
Yeah. They lost Kendrick Nunn, so
he'll be given the minutes.
yep. Okay, let's see. I'm picking this guy and
Ooh. So basically, I wanted also tell it because it's live that actually our league is like a 14 teams and 11 categories
no 9.
for us.
Yours, your league.
Yes, Slovenian, our
What's
local Slovenian. We
what's
have
the
the
other
2
two?
extra category are minutes and team wins.
Minutes and team wins. That's nice.
Yeah, a lot of basketball players love the team win because they said if you're in a good team, you're gonna play always less and have less balls. So it's a disadvantage that if you're a bad team, which is
Yeah.
good. But the funny thing that is 14 of us, but they joined so much people that we actually have a D League that is totally full this year.
Yeah.
And we had a pre-season D League competition to take the last 5 spots in the D League. So the first 3 in the D League goes into the first league in the main league, and the last 3 of our league
Goes
back
out.
to the
It's like a relegation and right in if you
yeah.
don't win, you move back to the lower league. Like the ones in soccer, right?
Yeah. We have a development league, so
Yeah.
it is really funny because the guys are fighting in
That's a
development
good
league like crazy.
that's actually a good concept. But all of you guys know each other,
3
right?
spots is a lot. You would not believe how the laziest managers last year at the playoff they were the most active, more than the ones who weren't. They didn't want to go out of because it's a good group of friends, so they didn't really want to get out of that, So they were fighting at the end like crazy, like
Yeah.
the one who never cared. And now starting, we have already 7. When we come to 12, we're starting the wife fantasy leagues. So our wives, 7 of them are already ready. So it's gonna get the wife fantasy league.
That's nice. That's really nice.
And this is gonna go till blood. You know, when the wives start doing, it's gonna be tough.
But they're
More
into it. They're
competitive.
into it.
Yeah, a couple of them really knows things.
But they're game to do it. They're
Yeah. That's a funny way.
That's nice. That's nice. And that's a good idea as well to get your wives in it so that they can understand what we're doing, drafting so
When
many
we spend
leagues.
time off.
Yeah.
That's true. You know, it's end up that we go outside, everybody talks about coronavirus, and we are talking just about fantasy. And we never mention that word between friends because nobody, you know, everybody feels this is more important as a topic, you know.
So Suggs was picked. Levert was also picked. 4 slots, so that's 103. Oh no, 102. Duncan, Fournier, and Mason Crosby. So we are at round 8, guys. So hope you're enjoying. I'm actually really enjoying getting to know Slovenian fantasy culture.
It's a good combination.
Yeah. Aaron Gordon at 107.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But you cannot just not pick him every year. Everybody knows. But if you watch, he's okay player, you know, and you just cannot forget how many minutes he plays. You cannot forget how much he's paid, and it just makes no sense to not pick him. But then when you have him, you a lot of time disappointed.
Yeah, actually, I was just about to say he's always a disappointment every year. And here's another guy who's always a disappointment.
Yeah.
Marvin Bagley. Okay, Chris Boucher at 109 is actually a really nice pick. Al Horford is a great pick. I think Al Horford would, you know, after getting so much rest last year.
Yeah, and I kind of end up to have him every year.
And there's a report that he's gonna play back-to-backs.
Yeah, they said he's gonna play back-to-backs, but the rest he got last year, I think, could re-energize him this year. He played what?
He had
20,
so much
30?
rest that he made a couple of kids.
Yeah, true. Chris Boucher at that range, 110, at 109.
What was last year? 40?
Last year, around the 50s and 60s, around that. He ended up around what? 30s, 20s, I think. Because of the blocks, he's really an elite block. But the question always has been, will he get the minutes? That's always been the question.
But
Or consistent minutes.
I think he was picked around the 40th pick last year.
Yeah, probably around that range. Yeah, 4th, 5th round. That range.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the biggest question has always been, will he get the consistent minutes?
Yeah, and this is gonna happen to Robin Williams this year because I have Hal Horford, so he's not gonna play more than 18 minutes. I already talked with the coach.
But I think Robert Williams would play more, because they don't really have.
I think it's gonna be 50-50. It's gonna be 50-50.
Yeah, they're gonna be time sharing, but it'd be interesting to see if they're gonna play them both together at the same time from time to time.
Yeah, doesn't look a smart idea, but
Yeah, but we'll see. It's a new
because it
coach.
doesn't need because Robin is gonna if he is Robert Williams gonna play well, he's gonna have foul troubles, and Horford should play the other part. That's the easy question.
Yeah,
Because if he is not gonna have foul troubles, it means he's not gonna play well. He's not gonna be aggressive, and then he become
yeah, true.
less good.
So Robert Williams could be Boucher 2.0 this year because he's been picked at that
Yeah.
range, right? The 40s and the 50s
Might
range.
happen the same story. Yeah. And Cantor came back. No, where is Cantor?
Cantor's in Boston, yes.
That's
But Cantor's
that's
been
somebody.
bad. He
I know, but
hasn't gotten
he
playing
picks
time.
20 minutes always, whatever. He's just a minute stealer. He's not a good player. He's just a minute
Yeah,
stealer.
he's only a good player in Portland. He's always been good in Portland.
Yeah.
But in the other teams, he hasn't been really good. Okay. Oh, meron pala mga nag-chat. Sorry guys. Kylo is about wanted to pick Olinik. Gusto ko lang meron ako isang Olinik eh. Wala pa akong Olinik eh. I haven't had Olinik yet in any of my leagues. Really wanted him this year. But we have so much. I have so much leagues. If I can't get him once, that's a travesty. At least one lang. Terrence Mann is another player who could break out as well with the Clips. Kyle Kuzma. I think this is the first draft. I couldn't remember if this is the first draft where Kyle Kuzma was picked. There have been some leagues wherein he's not being picked. He should be the starter.
Yeah, there's a lot of players in Washington. I don't know what they're gonna do.
There's a lot of average players in Washington, like Kyle Kuzma, Harrell, even Dinwiddie is a little bit, I think, overrated.
Yeah, it's one of those classics who everybody know him, and then he just basically had one good month in the whole career.
Yep. Actually, that's how Dinwiddie is. He's
a lot of
in the quite empty stats. He doesn't really give you any that much, right? I mean, just scoring.
There's always expectation. There's always like, oh yeah, this year is gonna be crazy, and then
Drummond has been picked.
Why he went there? This makes no sense.
Why are people high on Drummond this year?
Because he threw out a great line in his first preseason game.
And maybe because you think that there is a reason why he signed in the team with the best center in the league. They talk about it before they sign, but probably is no.
I think that affected the decision of a lot of players or managers. The first preseason game, he showed up big time there.
Yeah, but there was missing somebody.
So people are expecting that he might be back to the Boston level Drummond.
Yeah.
much bigs, but it's the only thing left. Too many bigs.
There was a speculation in Slovenia that they asked Luka if he wants Drummond for the year, and he said no. He really badly wants Gobert to come to Dallas.
Does he really want Kristaps with him or no?
There are really different kinds of guys. I think Kristaps is a really party, crazy guns kind of type ex-Russian philosophy guy. And Luka is really like a good boy playing video games and like to have a good car. And it's just, like you go on a beer with a gangster, you just, if you're an IT, it's not going to be really the best. Whatever kind of gangster is, it's just not going to be your best friend at the end. So he kind of likes to play, but they really cannot get together along,
Yeah. So
Luka likes to go outside, to get drunk. Luka likes beer, and he likes party with bad music. Like a normal dude, like a simple guy.
yeah,
And Kristaps is just like the most dangerous guy of the town. They just don't get along outside. And he was telling Luka all the time, because our national team ended up fourth in the Olympics, and our players were really bad. We play with really mediocre players. Like, this is what we have. But he just loved the energy. They came so long just because of the energy. And he talks all the time. It's all about the connection with the guys. It's all about the connection.
yeah.
And he's trying to get the connection with him, but let's see. It might be impossible.
Crazy, like what, a couple of years ago, everyone thought that they're the next big thing, right? And
Yeah, but we weren't. Like, he used to play the European Championship. Slovenia won. Porzingis played unbelievably. He was just really the best player ever. But things change.
Jordan Poole has been also moving up
It's really good.
the draft board because of his preseason work as well. He should be good. Maybe the consistency might not be there, but he should be good for his points and threes.
Yeah, Jaden is a really good guy.
Jaden McDaniels.
Yeah. I just don't know if there is enough balls free in that team. He's the only one who doesn't need the ball.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing, though. I mean,
yeah.
He can steal.
No,
he
it's a
can.
good thing for the team, but it's a bad for fantasy.
Yeah, yeah. But at least he can do other stuff, right? Like
Can be like
rebound.
the Covington. It's like he has a potential to be like Covington.
That's
Yeah,
true.
but he can rebound better, I guess.
He
And
can
he's
go
bigger. Melton's with pick.
Isaac is another guy that nobody knows how he play basketball. I never saw him.
You
I just
never
know his
did?
name. You know how much he play. Like
Yeah.
6
He does.
games, and then it's off. And normally Orlando is really boring, so nobody even watch it. And just nothing happens. Sometimes he comes with 7 blocks, but then 4 games there is nothing. I kind of have problems with the guys. I kind of like to have guys that I know at least that are gonna be a certain average every game.
Yeah,
'Cause
they're
then,
gonna be
you know,
consistent.
yes, it's hard to organize. You know, used to bother me from DeMar DeRozan. Sometimes he had in Toronto 5 threes, and then 5 games he didn't even attempt one. I was just like, you know, decide what you're doing, so I don't know. I know how to make my toxic zone. You know.
He's not really known to shoot threes, but Josh Giddey is moving up the draft boards because of the preseason.
Yeah.
Who do you guys think would be the best rookie in fantasy this year? Is it Cade?
Yeah.
Suggs? Green?
Could be
Mobley
Suggs.
played well.
Yeah, I don't know.
Could be Suggs. He has the playing time, I guess.
Suggs. No, I think the top 4 would have the playing time. I mean, for sure would have. I mean, Josh Giddey would surely have the playing time because he's in OKC.
That's true.
But we're just not sure how good he will be because no one really knows much about him. Okay, I hope I get back in. So we are rounding out round 10. So that means we have 2 rounds left. Mitchell Robinson, another guy who can't seem to finish a season.
A week.
But like I said in last night's draft with the other managers in the Invitational League, he might finish the season, but he might not start the season. So that could be a good thing.
I kind of pick him because I have 0 blocks, and I don't care if he doesn't play because he doesn't make anything else. So if he play that week, I can compete in blocks, and the week he doesn't play, I don't compete in blocks.
You have Draymond, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
Draymond Green doesn't block anymore. He used to be.
He doesn't
No.
block as much as before.
No, he doesn't. But you know, if he's Robinson playing 4 games in 1 week and he plays the whole 4 games, I can maybe win blocks that week.
Yeah, true. Actually,
Just by him, nobody else.
Michael Porter can block for a small forward. So
Yeah, but
there's those.
If I look at the other managers, I think they're better in blocks.
Yeah, for sure.
So do you think Maxi is gonna play this year?
Yeah, for sure. Maxi's gonna play. I mean,
do you think he's gonna start?
I think they're gonna start him without Simmons, but I don't think Simmons would really play now with Philadelphia, so I think he's quite a lock to start with Seth Curry. I think that's the backcourt of Philly this year.
Might be.
Rui, though, I'm not sure if he's gonna play.
That's what they're gonna get for Simmons because they're gonna trade him someday.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Because there've been rumors that the Indiana thing is about who? Brogdon, I think, is included in that, so that's gonna be.
Yeah, that would kill him.
Bledsoe's in Clippers. Which Bledsoe are you talking about? Kylo. Eric
Bledsoe.
Nasa Clippers si Eric Bledsoe eh. Sino ba Maxi iniisip mo? Tyrese Maxey of Philly. We're talking about Tyrese Maxey of Philly. Eric Bledsoe's in the Clippers, and yes,
I joke, yeah. I was thinking about Terrence Mann pala, sorry.
Terrence Mann, yeah.
Pero forward is I don't know.
Malik Beasley, Joe Harris. So this is round 11, last 2 rounds.
Yeah.
I guess after the draft, we still have plenty of values here. The free agency.
Yeah, let's see. No, because we are doing 12 roster spots only. So there will really be some good value in the free agent pool after the draft. So
Oh yeah.
we intentionally made it that way so that it won't be too dry in the draft free agent pool.
So what would be your think about first 2 weeks of season? You pick up like 14 you pick up like 14 players. Are you keeping all 40 of them because some of them are risky because you don't know how this is going to go on, or you basically obsessively exchange with free agents trying to get the right guy?
To add drop, depends on the players, but usually I tend to, the first couple of weeks, I don't really make too drastic moves because sometimes the first 2 weeks the stats are quite bloated, like uh, teams haven't
Yeah.
adjusted to certain players. Once the defense sets in, like they've scouted this player already, how the teams use them, that's where the real stats come in, right? So it really depends on the
But
players.
I kind of like to already decide now which two I'm not gonna keep from the start, and I'm kind of try to find these people on the free agents. Because
Yeah,
I think there is always like free guys who after 1 week it goes from 250 player to like a 100 player
yeah,
possibility,
yeah. There
without knowing
is
it. Just
there
by
is that.
seeing one game, you can, it's risky, but sometimes,
Yeah,
I got Lamelo Ball last year on the week 4 or week 5 from free agents,
from free agent.
and then yes, because it was playing terribly and was always always
Oh yeah,
something
he
something was
didn't
up.
he didn't play as much. He didn't play as
Yeah,
much
and I pick
early
him.
on.
I keep him for 2 months. I was close to drop him a couple of times, and then at the end, I at the end I did a trade with Lamelo and Booker for Harden. So I got a free Harden
Oh,
from a free agent.
but that didn't turn out as good because Harden
Yeah,
later on didn't
yeah,
play
yeah.
much.
I know, but that would make me have a chance to win the league
Yeah, that's a
with
uh,
having
risky
with
move, but at
having
the
two
same time,
players for the first week.
yeah,
Yeah,
risky, but at least you got Lamelo from the free agent, so you didn't give up really too much.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but to go back to your question, I think as the season starts, there would really be some standouts there that you would be really interested in picking. Um,
Yeah, but the dilemma is like, are you gonna keep the guy that you believe on the draft and you intentionally pick, or you're just gonna try to, because if you don't pick up the guy that you feel that might be the difference this year, somebody else gonna pick it.
yeah,
So
yeah, that's true. That's
you
true.
know, you can be 15 minutes late, you never get it back again.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a big dilemma. For me, it's always a question.
And the challenge for you guys, the games are played way too late, right? So you can't really watch the games to see what really happened during the game. How's the rotation?
Think about how frustrating it is if you're actually awake and you want to watch a game, but it's 2:30 in the morning and they go timeout after timeout, and you're dying, you cannot be awake, and then just you want to see the end of the game,
Yeah,
and it goes for 45 minutes. It's 4 in the morning. You just want to like, come on, can you stop it? Because it's just we're gonna, it's terrible.
yeah,
It's just the timeouts kill you at the middle of the night. They just kill you. Like, why do you need the timeouts 2 minutes to go? Like it's just get pissed on coaches all the time. Because for us, it's middle of the night.
yeah, yeah. Let's see.
How much do you think LeBron's gonna play this year? And what would be your pick for LeBron? Which number?
I'm a Lakers fan, but I don't think he'll play much. I think he'll play a lot of games, but I don't think he will play a lot of minutes.
Okay. Yeah, because I think he's not really the kind of guy that would skip games, because this was his ideology and philosophy. So I think he's not going to skip games at all.
Yeah, but the minutes might be lower
But
this
the
year
minutes might be
because
the usage.
they're quite deeper, and Westbrook and AD are good enough to get you to the playoffs. I think
Sure.
with the other players. So I think he'll still be there. LeBron's gonna play a lot of games as long as he's not injured, but the minutes might
Would you pick him at number 20?
no.
Number 30?
Third round maybe. Yes, I can consider him. Third round.
Third round, not in the second round.
Definitely not in the second round. Definitely not there.
Because I have the feeling that at the end of all, when he have a good team and doesn't need to play, he stop playing defense, which is doesn't see in fantasy. He just attack. He doesn't play defense. He's sleeping in the defense, which makes you not tired, and then he can play offense easily.
Yeah. That happened.
His style.
That happened 2 years ago, right? When they won.
Yeah, and in Miami, he was just standing and just looking, just
Yeah.
like whatever he's doing. So might the numbers be there because he's just on defense, out of steals and blocks, he anyway doesn't make them so much. But he might have like points and assists quite well.
Yeah.
Because
Assists
if
and
you're gonna
rebounds,
be
I think, are the
up,
constants for LeBron. Assists and rebounds. There's a
gonna show
question
up.
here. I'll just read the question here. If Kyrie doesn't play because of unvax issue, is he eligible for IL plus? I think yes, if there's a tag there that he's out, if there's an out tag, an O tag, or a game time decision tag, yeah, he will be eligible for IL plus. I just don't know how Yahoo would handle his situation, right? Like if they'll put an out tag there because he's unvaccinated or something.
What is the difference between the IL and IL plus?
The IL plus, if a player is out for, let's say, a game, you can put him in IL plus already.
Even
Unlike,
Okay.
even game time decision, you can put him in IL plus. And then for the IL, only the injured ones, the one with an INJ letters beside the player's names.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
So let's say if before you sleep, you saw that the player is out, you can put him in IL plus already and then add another player maybe.
That could be. Yeah, because we don't use ILs. We play without ILs.
Yeah.
Very tough. We are very not romantic like the others. You take an injured guy, no problem. I don't care. And last year with the coronavirus, we died ILs. Oh my God. Those guys having 0 players, like 0.
All right. We are at the last 5 picks, and thankfully
I think you should know what is going to be my last pick. It's definitely based on proudness, and it's going to be the surprise of the year.
The Slovenian connection.
That's true. First and last.
First and last. Great way to end the draft for Rok. All right, guys, that's it for the draft of the All-Star League, and it was fun to know you, Rok. And of course, I appreciate everyone who joined in the Zoom. Joseph, President, Derek, June Cuenca, Jingo, Kylo, David, and Dan Eldrin Cinco. That's it. Have a great season, guys.
Good luck. Good
Yeah.
luck.
Good luck, guys. Let's chat in the group chat. Bye, guys.